Ooh. Shalom, Israel. First, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All praises due. Peace and salutations to you out there. You young Israelites, you young ox and Akwath out there, young adults. Wanted to go into chapter 6 of Genesis today. Speaks about the giants. Just wanted to say that I pray that y'all are getting this. I know it's kind of I don't want to say confusing. It's just new information because we've had this book for so long, and the truth is just now being brought out. So if you give it time, if you're not getting it, you will get it. Just stay with it. Don't get frustrated, you know. Don't get disillusioned or anything like that, because this is all truth. I'm just praying for discernment on how to try to break it down where you can get it. That's my main concern. I want y'all to get this. But the important thing is, you know, that in the name of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and you know that you Israelites. All right, you out there who this is pertaining to. So everything after that will fall in line. All right, so just stay with it. If you're not getting it, hit me up on the comment board. All right, find me on Facebook. You know, I'll accept your request, man. You know, and need be can call you, or you know, or email, something like that. I really want y'all to get this. All right, so let's go into Genesis chapter 6, starting at verse 1. Just a short recap. We went into the generation of Adam last time, you know, and we talked about Enoch and Methuselah and Noah. So we're going into the time of the flood that's getting ready to come. All right, pursuant to Genesis chapter 6 and 7. So we'll begin in Genesis chapter 6 and move on through that. All right. And it says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair. So the sons of God are the ones that came through the bloodline of Adam, the Shemites, through Seth. All right. After Cain killed Abel, Seth was born. He took up the mantle for bringing in the godly bloodline. All right. So these are the sons of Adam through Seth. These are the sons of God. And they went to the daughters of men, the heathens' daughters, the ones that were created by the angels, pursuant to Genesis chapter 2. All right. The sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. So they chose these heathen women. Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for they also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So it wasn't going to be no more of this 900 years old. 120 years was it. Most High cut it off. Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. So this is how they became mighty men. These sons of God went into these women, and they became wicked, and they were big because they lived so long. See, a man living 900 years old can get pretty big, 2-3 stories tall, like a building. These dudes were huge. All right, and they started practicing wickedness because of the wicked women that they were with. Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. The book of Jasher goes into this All right. What these men were doing, they had became cannibalistic. They were eating people. All right. They were doing all kind of things to them, terrorizing them, performing all manner of wickedness, widespread murder. Okay. They had just started running roughshod over everything. And it says that, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. He was sorry that he created man because they were so wicked. Verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. See, the book of Enoch goes into Noah a lot more deeply than the scriptures, but we're going to stay with this for right now. Verse 10. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right. We know that Shem is the bloodline that we come through. All right. Then Ham, then Japheth. Verse 11. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. See, these giants were wreaking havoc. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. Make thee an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shalt thou make in the ark, and shalt pitch it within and without with pitch. Pitch is like mud, mortar, clay, to hold it together. Verse 15. And this is the fashion which thou shalt make it of. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, the breadth of it 50 cubits, the height of it 30 cubits. A window shalt thou make to the ark, and in a cubit shalt thou finish it above. And the door of the ark shalt thou set in the side thereof, with lower, second, and third stories thou shalt make it. So it was a 3-story boat that looked like a big box. It don't look like they try to show you on these cartoons where it looked like a curved boat and everything. No, it was a big ass barge. All right. It had 3 stories to it and 1 window at the top. All right. And it says, behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. Now, the breath of life is when he breathed into Adam, and the sons of men, the sons of God, which were the descendants of Adam through Seth, had became wicked. So he was getting ready to wipe them out too. Even though they had the breath of him in him, they were his sons. He was going to put them to death for being wicked because they were going off. All right. Wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant, with Noah. And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. And every living thing of all flesh, 2 of every sort, shalt thou bring into the ark, to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. Verse 20. Of fowls after their kind, and of cattle after their kind, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. So if you're wondering how Noah was able to get all these animals, when I was a kid, I used to think, when I read this story that Noah was out there chasing them and running them down and grabbing them, I could see him tripping over twigs and everything, trying to catch little rabbits and everything. No, that ain't how it went down. It's right here in the scriptures. 2 of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. So these animals just walked up and was like, what's up, Noah? Can we roll with you? He took 2. The rest had to go. Sad, huh? All these animals had to be put to death because man had turned wicked. You know the Most High didn't take pleasure in that. Verse 21. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah according to all that the Most High God commanded him, so did he. Let's skip over to chapter 7. And the Lord said unto Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. So out of the whole world, 8 people got saved. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. That's it. Out of the whole planet. All right? Global disaster. Verse 2, Genesis chapter 7. Of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens, the male and his female, and of beasts that are not clean by 2, the male and his female. Of fowls also of the air by sevens, the male and the female, to keep seed alive upon the face of all the earth. For yet 7 days, and I will cause it to rain upon the earth, 40 days and 40 nights, and every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. And Noah did according unto all that the Lord commanded him. And Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters was upon the earth. And Noah went in, and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with them, into the ark, because of the waters of the flood. Of clean beasts and of beasts that are not clean, and of fowls, and of everything that creepeth upon the earth. There went in 2 and 2 unto Noah into the ark, the male and the female, as God hath commanded Noah. And it came to pass after 7 days that the waters of the flood were upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up, and the windows of heaven were open. So that means it was raining, and it was earthquakes, and the ground was opening up too. All right. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. In the selfsame day entered Noah and Shem and Ham and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons with them into the ark. They and every beast after his kind, and all the cattle after their kind, and every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and every fowl after his kind, every bird of every sort. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. All right. And they went in. And they went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. All right. Now, I want y'all to look at something right here. It says, and they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. Now, that's important. That means that the breath of life was in everybody that went into the ark, meaning that everybody that went into the ark came through the bloodline of Shem. All right, I'm going to read that one more time. And they went in unto Noah into the ark, 2 and 2 of all flesh, wherein is the breath of life. So the Most High preserved his breath of life through Noah and his family. All right. And they went in male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lifted up above the earth. Now, I think I need to go back here, because I think y'all going to have some questions. I know where it's going to come to. You're going to say, are Shem, Ham, and Japheth, is the breath of life in them. All right. So this is how that works. All right. Shem is the godly seed. Ham and Japheth also come from Noah, who came through Adam, right? But later on, you're going to see that Ham and Japheth are going to get cursed. That's what's going to knock them out, all right? Especially Ham. So the Most High is going to pronounce judgment on the descendants of Ham and Japheth, and then Shem is going to be declared. So that's how that's going to go, just in case you're wondering, because I know what you'd probably be thinking that, if I said Hamites and Japhites, yeah, that's true. But he said the breath of life was in all of them, but these two men, Ham and Japheth, Ham got cursed. Well, Ham got cursed. His son Canaan bore the blunt of the curse. But we'll get to that later, all right? Verse 16. And they that went in, male and female of all flesh, as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in. The Most High closed the door. Noah didn't close it. The Most High supernaturally closed the door where there was no leaks. It was sealed up tight, all right? Verse 17. And the flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased and bare up the ark, and it was lift up above the earth. And the waters prevailed and were increased greatly upon the earth, and the ark went upon the face of the waters. So started rising as the waters came. And the waters prevailed exceedingly upon the earth, and all the high hills that were under the whole heaven were covered. 15 cubits upward did the waters prevail, and the mountains were covered. And all flesh died that moved upon the earth, both of fowl, and of cattle, and of beasts, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, and every man. All in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died. And every living substance was destroyed, which was upon the face of the ground, both man and cattle, and creeping things, and the fowls of the heaven, and they were destroyed from the earth. And Noah only remained alive, and they that were with him in the ark. And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days. So, Most High wiped out everything. Everybody. All the animals. Think about it. The birds too. Everything was gone. So, it was a complete reset. All right? All because of sin. So, that should show you the Most High don't care nothing about numbers. All right? He don't care nothing about numbers. He doesn't care about a bunch of people dying. He don't care about none of that. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's why it's important for us as Israelites who know his nature, all right? We can't play with him. He loves us, but we got to be real with him, all right? So as we learn this word, we're learning the true character of the Most High. He's terrible. He's wonderful, and he's terrible at the same time. So we can't ever get it twisted that the Most High, the Heavenly Father, is a pushover and that he just tolerates things. That's a lie. All right. So we're gonna cut this off here. This was Genesis chapter 6 and 7 that got broke down today. I urge you to reread it to get a better understanding and get clarity, because this is the creation. This is the first time it ever rained in the scriptures in Genesis. It had never rained before. This is the first time right here. All right. So everything you hear about in Genesis, it happened for the first time. Genesis is just another word for beginning. All right. So, guess it's time for me to shove off from here. Little 20-minute lesson today. Quickly prepare for the next message coming at you soon. Young men and young ladies. All right. We're going to close out with giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All praises due. All right. So, it's your brother Matthias. QB. Signing off till next time. Shalom.